That's right. You lose yourself in the moment. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Sharon. So I have suffered from depression and anxiety for a long time. And one of the ways I decided to deal with it was by going to the gym. And they said that you'll feel better, they meaning the doctors. And I said, oh, okay. So I've been going for 12 years, and I'm still waiting to feel better. So being on this fitness journey has been really interesting, especially my fitness instructor. She kicks my ass in a lot of ways. And I really had to learn how to set boundaries with her because she wants to be friends with benefits. Yeah, friends with benefits. So I had to tell her that we could be friends with benefits before class, not during and after. She didn't listen to me. So going to the gym is a lot like being married. And you know, at first there was like the honeymoon phase where I was like madly, deeply in love with going to the gym. I was like, yeah, I got this. And then, you know, honeymoon period wore off, and she started to tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And it got really, really tiresome. So one morning I walked in and I said, I've had enough. And I said, that's it, I'm leaving you and I'm going to another gym. And she looked at me and she said, you'll be back. I thought, wow, how cocky. So I went to the other gyms. Man, I did things with them. Lots and lots of things with them. I mean, I thought she was getting me hot, sweaty, and wet. Well, I've been married 20 years to my husband, and even we haven't reached heights like that. You know, and it was really fun in the beginning, and after a while, it just felt like really shallow. I was just nothing but a body to these instructors. And I mean, I have a personality, I have feelings, but clearly they didn't think like that. So I was like, that's it, I've had my fun, and I called her up and I said, I'm coming back. And she said, yeah, I knew you would. Anybody here have any pets? Do you love your pets? I cannot relate to you people. So I met my husband long time ago. And I was talking about the honeymoon phase. So when you're like that deeply and madly in love, like, I mean, I fell hard for the guy. I was like, I love everything about him. His dumbass couch, his disgusting TV, but you know, and his parrot. And I was like, oh, I really love this bird, even though I had never met anybody who had a parrot. And just and just a little background. So the parrot that he had was an African gray. These are actually the most intelligent parrot species on the planet. They are actually the most smartest, and they say the most words. So I don't know if you guys Google or TikTok, but they say a lot of things. And I actually didn't know any of this until after the fact. So my husband and I, you know, we were young back then, married couple. We all know what young married couples do day in and day out. We were quite active, him and I. And lots of noises. Lots and lots of noises. A lot of moaning and groaning. You guys get the drift. So one day I get up and I hear these moaning and groaning noises, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? I come out, my husband's gone to work, and I look at the parrot, and our eyes meet. And he was moaning and groaning. That was very disturbing. But what's even more disturbing is he could tell when we were going to have sex because he started to emulate the noises. So as I'm getting fucked, I hear him getting fucked. I don't know. And then to top it all off, after we were done and we rested, he'd come out of his cage and he would try to fuck my husband. That did not go very well. So yeah, I can't say I love animals. Trying to. I'm also in healthcare. Anybody in healthcare here? You understand my pain? So back in the day when I was green and I really wanted to change the fucking world and help people and all that shit. I mean, I try. But your problems are not my problems. Let's just be very fucking clear here. So I used to work at this clinic, and we had to ask some of the patients a lot of questions. And most of our patients were older. And when I mean by older, like over 85 plus. One of the questions I had to ask was, are you sexually active? Well, I was only 20 in my 20s, and I did not know that old people had sex. A lot of sex. This one couple comes in, this 85-year-old, and I'm like, so, and his wife was there, so you're both sexually active? He goes, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And the wife kind of looked at me slightly embarrassed because she was well into her 80s too. And the guy had a walker and so did she. And so I thought, I'm not sure how you people manage that, but judging by the looks on your faces, you're getting more action than I am. Yeah, lucky them. So I thought, okay, I didn't realize that was actually going to be a tremor compared to the earthquake that I was going to be experiencing later in life. I'm a child, and I have parents, and sometimes there are certain things as children you should not be carrying around, certain burdens. And I am, and I have been carrying it for a while. So I just had to go visit my grandpa and my grandma a couple of years when I was first newly married. And my grandfather, he was in the throes of dementia. He was still at home, and he was awaiting placement for long-term care. And I was helping my grandmother with his feeding and changing him and all that sort of thing. So one day, my grandfather does a wink-wink with both eyes and a nod. And I thought, oh, okay. And he did it a couple of times, and I didn't think anything. I thought, oh, it must be a dementia-related thing that he's doing, because sometimes people develop different things. And those times my grandmother wasn't there, and this time she happened to be there, and she just starts laughing and laughing and laughing. And I'm like, so I turned to her and I said, what are you laughing about? She goes, that's our code. And I was like, code for what? She goes, that's your grandfather's code for let's go, get it on, baby. And then she said to me, and this is the part that sticks and will never, ever leave my mind. She goes, now you know how your mom was made. I haven't been able to look at my mother the same. Because I keep seeing flashbacks of my grandparents. That was hard. And and then my grandfather or my grandmother at the time had no filter on her mouth, because I find as you get older and older, they don't give a shit, and they just say whatever's on their mind. And she goes, when your grandfather used to say that to me, she goes, I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. I always had to give in. Again, did I need to know that information? Your grandma is like this, in my brain, I didn't associate any type of sexuality with her. She was just supposed to be this kind little woman, embracing me full of love, and here she's telling me she fucked the shit out of my grandfather. It kind of explains why my grandfather would start shaking when she came nearby. I thought it was the dementia, but apparently not. So yeah, that is all for tonight. Thank you.